The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization has come forward with a new study detailing how close the world is to a food crisis, a crisis in terms of cost. The last time it was this high, or projected to even be close to this high, was in 2008, right after the global financial crisis, where commodity speculators drove up the price of foods because of the whole intensity of the ongoing crisis and not knowing what was going to happen. Right now, global food imports will be $1 trillion this year. According to FAO estimates, barley will be going up by 35%, corn by 12%, and wheat by 10%. Now, what's causing this increase in food prices? Well, it's the Federal Reserve's policy of a quantitative easing, the policy of just printing $600 billion out of thin air, and the threat of doing it even more is causing the price of food to rise because, like most commodities, food is priced in US dollars, which means anything the US dollar does is going to affect the world food market. According to an article by The Guardian, the $600 billion QE announced by the Federal Reserve would hurt consumers by pushing up prices of soy, wheat, and other staple foods. Commodities are considered a safe haven when the dollar is falling, but there is also an incentive for producers to seek higher prices to offset the falling value of the dollar. As we are all aware, the number of hungry people in the world went to 1 billion last year. Now, this year, it's 925 million. So the Millennium Development Group's plan of cutting the world hungry in half by 2015 is not going to happen. Is anyone really surprised by this? Last year, sub-Saharan Africa had a hunger rate of 45%. Every 6 seconds, a child died from hunger. The FAO also warns that the free market is not going to be able to save people in this coming food crisis. The forces of supply and demand are not going to equalize to save human life from dying. The FAO warns that because of the high prices, people who would normally grow food are going to be attracted to growing things like cotton and other raw materials because their prices are also going to rise as a result of the food increase. Cereals, however, may not be the only crops farmers will be trying to grow more of, as rising prices have also made other commodities attractive to grow. From soybeans to sugar and cotton, consumers may have little choice but to pay higher prices for their food. The international community must remain vigilant against further supply shocks in 2011 and be prepared. The report also shows that global warming is a huge contributor to the current shortfall of food. It says global warming is a primary factor in the shortfall of wheat production. All of this crisis is caused by capitalism. The quantitative easing is caused by the United States wanting to compete with China for exports. The lack of people growing food is caused by prices demanding that people grow things other than food. It's dragging people away from it. Global warming is causing a shortage of the crops that are even being grown. Global warming, it doesn't even have to happen. The only reason it's happening is because energy is made for profit, not for the actual need of energy. All of this is being caused by capitalism, and all of it doesn't have to happen. It's becoming increasingly clear that we need socialism not just to have a better world, but for us just to even survive.